but I still went to yoga. I still practiced. And I tapered off a little bit in my early 20s. But then when I was 23, it just swallowed me up. And it was almost like I was ready then to let go of that part of me that was creating this diversity. And I remember becoming vegetarian then. It was really easy for me to become that. I feel like the yoga was just steadily purifying me. My teacher was very gentle, gradual. It was just an easy kind of opening of myself. And so when I decided to become vegetarian, and then I really came into the yoga, I was taking one-to-one classes with my teacher. I was just ready then. And then I left England 2 years later after this. And then that was just a radical shift in my life that freed me up to do what we've just spoken about. Find us. I was traveling, backpacking for a couple of years, and then find myself in Thailand when I was 26. So, and then that was it, you know, through the influence of what we've just said, the community, because community is so important to have that inspiration from the others around us. It's very easy to get swallowed up into doubt, perhaps, or lacking that dedication if we don't have the Sangha or a community. And so, of course, teachers can inspire us, and they inspired me so much. And my friends, my yogini friends inspired me. And then there's just no turning back at a certain point. Yeah. There's no turning back. I feel there is a yearning of the soul to constantly peel away what is not serving our highest good. And we can refer to this as the transmutation. And it's like sometimes we think, oh my God, how do I transmute this or that? But it really, for me, I felt like, my God, I don't really have the skills to transmute that heaviness of my past or the heaviness of all that partying years. How can like little Radhasi really do that, you know? And this is where all these wonderful techniques come, and Sangha, the community, and guidance. And what I see is the most important thing in coming from then to where I am now is never giving up, never stopping, never losing the consistency of a focus on spirituality and our, and very simply said, on our aspiration to become natural, come back to our natural state. We can, in our minds, learn about all these great abilities we can achieve through the practices, or opening our heart and expanding. And sometimes these things are a million miles away from what our reality is in our practice. And then those beautiful moments, we just come back to the simplicity. We come back to that simple contentment. And this gives them that propel to just keep going. And this is what's taken me now. Is 20 years ago, I was on Thailand for the first time. So it's 20 years later. And I don't have time for these 10-day retreats anymore, but the life is still the same.
Exactly. But in another way, still going strong.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no compromise.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. From the outside, it might seem like a compromise because, you know, like, oh, you've been practicing so much, and then like, oh, now you're not practicing so much. It's a compromise. No, but it's not, because it's just another step on the path and another level of integration, another deeper embodiment, another period on this cycle on the spiritual path.
Yes. And you know something, Burkhard, it's like my guru now, my Guruji, I've been with him now nearly 12 years, it will be now in December. And he says very clearly, when we receive all of these teachings, if they just go inside and we just get filled up, they have some effect and they're beneficial, of course. But I don't know if it's just a time on this planet at the moment, or if this is generally the law of nature. But to give these teachings to others, he says, brings more spiritual development. It's like we have to give back to the nature what we've received.
Very much.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's a truth, a wisdom, which is also shared in many other lineages and traditions. What just comes to my mind when we were there in Southeast Asia, the Theravada Buddhism is so omnipresent with the local culture around this mindfulness meditation, the monasteries, and all the valuing generally of the teacher is huge in Asia, the elder, the senior, the teacher, and of course, very specifically, the Dhamma teacher, the even also the Dhamma practitioner, the one who is cultivating and practicing those spiritual techniques on the different levels. They just naturally, intuitively, organically have this high reputation and high status in the society. Just this acknowledgement, just this recognition of the value of spiritual practice is just omnipresent in the, generally speaking, Southeast Asian, Indian culture. It's just a given that, of course, you would respect the monks, the nuns who are giving their life full time to this practice. It's like, this is, yeah, like you're doing the highest. You're preserving the essence, the kind of the pearls of wisdom, the jewels of our culture are preserved by you, by your dedication, by your regular practice. So that is in many ways a given that the sharing of these wisdom teachings is a spiritual practice in itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember just recently, actually, because every year I stay in our guru's ashram for 2 months, and now we are teaching the advanced sadhanas there, the advanced spiritual practices, like their initiations actually from my guru, and we are there supporting. And I remember I was really feeling, I need to go have this silent retreat, and I usually have one a year where I and it's really not like what we had, but at least it's there. And in this period of 2 months at the ashram, I was really feeling the call to have silence. And so I asked my guru, I said, please, can I just take like a week's silence? And he said, no, you're here in that role of responsibility and guiding. And no, it is not what is needed. And it was an eye-opener for me, actually, in just really settling into what is and surrendering to that Dharma